Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the We Love You Arsenal YouTube channel. We're back with another transfer video. I'm glad you're enjoying them, doing decent numbers, as I keep saying. So keep watching, keep subscribing. We've actually gained some subscribers, which is nice. Keep liking the video, sharing. And yeah, we're back to talk about transfers, which is what we all love. We both had a change of scenery. Rob is outside in the wilderness, outside his country mansion. And I'm obviously just back in my house in North London, or the house I live at. I don't own it. I'm not a house homeowner at 21. It's basically impossible nowadays. Anyway, we're talking today about another right winger that we've been linked with. After we spoke about Jared Bowen yesterday, I think it's clear, as we said, we're in the market for a wide forward to complement the strikers and wide forwards we already have. I think we all agree, as we said yesterday, we need to upgrade that position with Nicolas Pepe going, and rotation is going to be absolutely necessary next season with the World Cup and the five subs. Rob, Raphinha, reports Fabrizio Romano said we've been interested for a while. I think the fee makes it a difficult deal to get done. But what's your thoughts on the player in general? And would you like to see him come to Arsenal?
I mean, I think as an Arsenal fan, you're lying if you wouldn't like to see Raphinha at Arsenal. He is a top class player. He's one of those rare sort of right wingers in world football, which are so sought after at the moment. Sort of, I wouldn't say like exactly like Bukayo Saka, but they've got comparable attributes. And to have two players who can both play in that role would, I think, just be so ideal for Mikel Arteta, because it is such a difficult role to play. The ability to beat a man and then get a shot off. It's basically, we know, we've spoken a lot about this in the past. When you're playing on that right wing in a Pep Guardiola or Mikel Arteta system, you're basically playing right. You're on your own. You've got a right back who's not really coming too far forward, as we've seen with Tomiyasu. Not so much with Cedric, but that's just because Cedric's not very good. And we see the right wing are very isolated, usually marked by two or three players, and their job is to just wriggle away from them. Bukayo Saka does that very well, but it's a very demanding role, and we need depth in that role. Nicolas Pepe, unfortunately, isn't good enough to play in that sort of role. He's more of an inside forward who needs more support, likes to get on the end of things rather than sort of make it all for himself. So I think signing a player like Raphinha would be very helpful. We've already signed Marquinhos. That's the first deal of the summer confirmed, but it doesn't look like he'll be in the squad for a little while yet. We never know, though, as we saw with Gabriel Martinelli. But yeah, Raphinha is a really exciting link, and I think if we are going to spend big on a right winger, that would be my preferred option. And I'm sure we'll get into the fact that he can also play in a few other positions.
Yeah, I think, as you mentioned there, it's the depth that we need, and I think we were so reliant on Saka last season that he basically became undroppable. Like, if we took him out the side, what you play, bringing in Pepe, who's massive drop off in quality. Well, he has the talent, but as we've said, we've spoken numerous times about his issues. His extremely sterile movement off the ball, which makes him so predictable. He doesn't vary it at all, and it just means that we're left with having to play Bukayo Saka every single minute of every game, and we can't do that next season with the Europa League and with the extremely congested schedule. So having a player who can come in who's pretty similar in quality, maybe not quite as good as Saka is, but very, very good, would be excellent. I think I'm going to bring up some of the numbers. Well, not the exact numbers, but okay, yeah, I'll get the exact numbers on FBref. One sec. He's no, it's not working. Don't worry about that. He ranks very well for progressive carries, progressive passes, so he's very progressive. Shot creating actions, expected assists. He's really creative in that sense. Um, so yeah, I think he would be a really, really good signing. I just do think it's the £55 million price tag that is the main issue. Robber's frozen, and Robber's he's back. Okay, can cut that out. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's the yeah. He's a very, very exciting player. who for me would be very entering his prime. It's just the fact that Leeds are supposedly demanding £55 million. So, yeah, what do you think about the feasibility of this deal actually getting done?
Um, I think as I touched upon on yesterday's video talking about Jared Bowen, go and check that out if you haven't already. I think that journalists have spoken about the fact that it sort of depends on whether Nicolas Pepe will leave the club, and what sort of money we could bring in for him if he is to go. But it does appear that the club would be prepared to spend a lot of money on this sort of player. I think, as I spoke about at the top of the video, it's such a rare sort of profile, the one that's suited to this role. So you're going to have to spend a lot of money if you want a player who's really going to be able to provide adequate cover for Bukayo Saka or even challenge him for his starting spot. Um, so I don't think it's outside the realms of possibility. I would like to see us negotiate with Leeds. I think he's a man who would like to leave the club, in terms of would like to leave Leeds. So I think that puts us in a bit of a stronger position. And then, of course, Edu has very good relations with Brazilian players and their agents. So I think it's one that can happen. Definitely, I'd say it's more plausible than the Bowen deal. Whether it will happen, I think there are so many factors which will depend on that, and we could end up signing a player who's not quite on Raphinha's level. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know who that would be as of this moment, but I think it's exciting that the club are looking at players of this caliber just as sort of, I wouldn't say a squad option, but as first team players, because that's what I think every player who joins Arsenal should be sort of viewed as a first team player who can displace the man who holds the role that he wants to play in when he arrives at the club.
Yeah, and I wrote a news article for Sport Bubble yesterday about Liverpool being interested. Obviously, they're signing Nunes. They want to add potentially another player. As I said, they're losing Origi. As I said yesterday in the Bowen video, they're losing obviously Mane to Bayern, Origi to AC Milan, and Minamino's probably leaving as well. So they want more options in the attacking positions. But apparently he's still holding out for that Barcelona move, which is looking increasingly unlikely because of Barcelona's financial situation, apparently. So there's going to be competition. He's obviously favouring this Barcelona move. His agent's actually Deco, the former Chelsea and Barcelona midfielder. I think he played for Barca. Yeah, he definitely played for Chelsea. That might be wrong.
Yeah,
Barca.
he
He
did.
definitely
He did
played.
play for Barcelona. Yeah,
He did. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy deal to get done. I'm not sure how likely it is, but it will be. It excites me anyway. It excites me that we're being linked with players that we're clearly trying to upgrade our squad, and not just looking, as we said yesterday, oh, we've got Bukayo Saka, so we shouldn't be signing a player like that. I think if you look at it as a block of four wide players, you've got Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, and Raphinha. So much rotation options, so much, um, so many different potential combinations of front threes. You've got Jesus and Ketia down the middle. Maybe Jesus can play out wide as well, as we've said. So it's exciting for me. Yeah, we'll watch out for this one. Maybe we'll be talking about it in a few weeks. Maybe it'll be more advanced. Who knows? Maybe this is just, obviously there's real interest because Fabrizio reported it, but whether or not anything will actually materialize, who knows? Any parting words, Rob?
not really. I just thought I'd add on what I touched upon in the first bit, and that there's been a lot of talk about him being able to play on the left wing as well. I'm not 100% convinced by that. He hasn't really done that for Leeds, but I suppose it's an interesting sort of way to look at things, and it does mean that him and Saka can play together. I think Saka's nowhere near as effective on the left, but we do know he can play on that flank. So there's room for so many different sort of ways to set up, as you just touched upon there.
Completely agree. Right, we'll call it a day there. Thank you for watching this We Love You Arsenal transfer show. Let us know what you think about Raphinha and subscribe to the channel with that, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.
Goodbye.